alone in the day. Programmatic flows in the scene real tight. RTB dreams lighten up the night. Adam says pivot.
Hello.
What's up?
Happy Friday. Happy March. Hello,
Welcome.
Gareth. Hello,
Hey,
AdTech World.
How are you, buddy?
Welcome to AdTech Ad Talk, March 6th, 2026. I'm tired. I got home from RampUp at like 2 a.m.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. I was at Beeler Basecamp this week. I came home early and I got home a couple nights ago. So I'm chipper today. I'm spry.
Chipper?
I'm on the socials. I'm having a blast.
Well, let's start with our conference reports then. Tell us about what is that conference and how I thought I saw Beeler at RampUp. Maybe he bounced from one to the other. No, I'm thinking
Oh
of
man.
Messer. I get Messer and
Yeah.
Beeler mixed up. And let me
Yeah.
just look at our sizes, Dave. We didn't get to work on our sizes. Guys, maybe you just need to move back a little. Yeah,
Back
that's
it up. A little more visible.
I don't want you towering over me like you do in real life.
No,
Much better.
So this is something called Beeler Basecamp. This is the first one that I'd ever been to. But his format's really interesting. So his format is it's very curated. So it's not like a huge conference where anyone can just sign up and go. It's very specifically a list of publishers and then a list of vendors. And everyone stays in the same hotel and then does like sessions in the mornings and then activities together in the afternoons and dinners and
Wow.
stuff like that.
This is more like a roundtable format than a
It
conference.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's decent sized, right? There were probably, I don't know, I'd have to ask Rob. It's probably 100 people there, maybe 150 people.
It's pretty big. And
So
what
it's
does that
pretty big.
business do? What is Beeler's business?
Yeah, so he is well, he used to work for Ad Monsters. And he used to put on the Ad Monsters events. And
Oh, yeah.
then they sold that and he struck out on his own. And it's just super publisher focused programming. So the idea is it's generally operations people from publishers. And like behind the scenes people who are just making things work. And they're really nice. The sessions are very frank. And in terms of the quality of the programming, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty actionable stuff that they talk about.
All right, let's take away. What's the hot topic? What are people buzzing about?
Well, I have one that I freaked out about yesterday, which is people need to not call publishers on the phone and tell them if you don't reduce the number of ads.txt entries you have, I'm gonna blacklist your website, which is apparently happening. Because I was talking to a publisher and I was like talking to them about like ads.txt, and I was like, reseller lines, dangling reseller lines, they're not great. You should keep your ads.txt file clean, but like they shouldn't hurt you. And they were like, actually, no, I got a call from like some brand company and they said, I have too many reseller lines and I have to get rid of some of them or they are going to recommend to buyers not to buy my site.
Doesn't make any sense. Can't they just exclude resellers if they don't want? Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Then
and
why
it's
Yeah.
and so that was one that I got fired up about. But there were lots of other conversations generally about AI and what's going on and what publishers should be doing. And I think that the publishing world has finally come around to what I was talking about years ago. And this is the first product we built that no one wanted to pay for when we first built it. Well, not no one, but very few people wanted to pay for it when we first built it, which is LTV management for pubs. Where publishers need to think about themselves as advertisers, not as publishers. And they need to think about, oh, every new user who comes to my site, like this is how much money I'm going to make over them over their lifetime. So they can start going out there and acquiring users instead of just relying on organic traffic from Google.
I love that idea.
It's a thing now, man. The pubs are doing it.
Is it improving monetization? That's my big question for you. Were there bright spots of pubs making more money, or was it all doom and gloom? Like AI is eating our lunch and big tech is eating our lunch, and we don't have any more lunch?
It's pretty good about not being doom and gloom. Most pubs are making less money, but a lot of them are like, yeah, things aren't terrible. And they have a lot of really interesting evergreen businesses. Like I
Yeah.
love talking to People Link. People Link goes, we have an events business that people don't realize. Like they have all of these interesting ancillary business lines that, in addition to their digital publishing, that they're
Yeah.
also leaning into. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for publishing. I think they're thinking about things better than they were. Um, and it still sucks out there. It sucks when their numbers go down and they don't feel like they have control over it. Um,
Yeah.
but it's a forcing factor for a healthier internet. So
What about vendors? Were you able to stand out as a vendor on the scene? How receptions to
ah,
camera? Who else was hot?
yeah, so I did not attend as a vendor. I snuck in as a
No.
speaker, which is
Hmm.
lovely because this is a very expensive event for vendors. Um, yeah, I scored. It was super kind of Rob to have me as a speaker. I love Rob Beeler. But there were a lot of good vendors out there. I think it's always an interesting mix of there's a knife fight that exists on the sell side, and it's what my first company did, or my second company, RTK,
Yep.
which is managing the pre-bid auctions for publishers. It's such a hard business.
Yeah.
Like there were three or four of those companies were there. They're all dogging it with each other, man. And there's so much downward pricing pressure
Yeah. What are
and
the rates down
like
to for that job? What's the going rate for managed pre-bid?
yeah, so it varies by business model. Some people's business model is, hey, we will manage everything for you. So there is something, this is called an intermediary in Ads.txt. I've been talking about Ads.txt a lot because like this is a thing. But Ads.txt, sellers.json, all that. Intermediary means that you are the owner domain for a publisher. So this company has the exclusive rights to work for this publisher. And so what they do is they actually manage the ad exchange relationships. So the
Yeah.
publishers don't have their own ad exchange seats. They work with these companies.
All right.
Those guys generally charge between 10 and 25%, depending on your size, depending on the vendor. The other model is people who bill on a CPM, and that's where
That's
they
my
expect
daughter.
publishers to bring their own. What?
That comment is my daughter saying 20 years of fighting for their lives means pubs have gotten creative and diversified. Seems more likely that's my co-founder using my daughter's account.
Oh, we had a comment. Oh my gosh, I have the wrong thing pinned.
I was gonna say I love the dog, the little
Yeah.
doggy.
My
Oh.
dog.
Yeah, I mean it's true. They're getting wilier and wilier. I'm so
But I
happy
wanted
for
a
them.
percent. Like how low a price can a publisher get for someone to manage their pre-bid alone?
Lowest,
Yeah.
well, manage their pre-bid alone, like in-house or like with a vendor.
The vendor, like you said, that's a knife fight on price.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The vendors are getting pushed down. The biggest publishers will have them down to like 5%,
Yeah.
if they're humongous, or a CPM fee. And the CPM fee is normally, like 2 pennies,
Wow.
something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
low.
imagine running that business. It's such a like intense business too. Like it's super services intensive. The publishers are always making changes. Your code on page, you're the last mile, so you're kind of held responsible if things go wrong. Really hard business. I have so much respect for them.
How are 2% and 5%, I mean 2 cents and 5% remotely compatible? Like the CPMs are not anything like
Remember, it's on
20
100%
cents.
of the publisher's revenue. So if the publisher makes $1 million a month, 2% is not nothing.
No, I
Um,
know. No, 2 cents though is nothing.
yeah, it depends on volume, man. Some of these publishers have 1 billion impressions a month,
Uh,
2 billion impressions a month. That's real. And that adds up.
all right,
Like,
I'm missing something.
no, I mean, it's $20,000 a month, right? Like, two
Yeah, but
cents
if
on a billion,
2 cents on a billion, yeah. But 5% of a billion is much more,
50.
but it's not necessarily $1 billion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
It's the number of
Um,
impressions versus the
60% of the
amount.
time.
Yeah,
it
you should make
works
about $1 million from a
every
billion at
time.
a $1 CPM. So a 5% would be 50 G's a month. That would be a healthy contract. Like that's very
Yeah.
rarely is a publisher of that size because at that point, right, the publisher's spending $600,000 a year on this, and there are publishers are like because they're so resource constrained,
Yeah.
they will constantly do the math. Can I hire an engineer to build this? Could I
Yeah.
could I build this? How much would that cost me to build myself? And if they're paying $600,000 a year for something, they're gonna start to think, I think
Yeah.
I could probably do this.
Especially if it looks
So
like that 600K is going to one guy.
You got it exactly. But
Yeah.
yeah, also there are so many companies that do this. Like there that downward pressure is very much there, where someone in will come and cut in just to get the test. They'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna lose my shirt on this just to get the test." Um, yeah, but yeah, in terms of other vendors, ooh, typical publishers, CPMs publishers C.
What are typical CPMs publishers see, since we know the SSPs might not be one-to-one with what is passed to the pubs?
Oh, this varies so much by publisher. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I know across my swath of publishers where we have we have decent scale now. It's about 25,000 sites, 8 to 9 billion page views per month is where we're at right now. And our average for our quality inventory is over $2 actually. It's
You're saying like that's a lot. It's $4 on the. It's four. We okay.
seriously.
Yeah. I mean, we if we have to predict with no knowledge, we say it's going to be $4 for display.
Back in my day when I started, yeah, Nexus CPMs were sub 50 cents. Like
Yeah,
they
I
were
remember
sub
that.
50 cent CPMs in programmatic. So I see
Yeah.
250 and I'm like, "Ooh, this is rich." Um, to do.
Given the 2 cent CPM versus 5%, that could explain why those seem closer than they do on the demand side.
Yeah,
That's
because the low CPMs make those things like very comparable.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that's how it often is. And if the demand side, if you're plugging in $4 CPMs, got news for you. Most pubs are not seeing $4 CPMs across the board. Because remember, there's a huge distribution here where 2% of the publisher's inventory, sure, is worth $4, but like the bottom 30% of their inventory is not.
Yeah,
It's
and
worth
our
a lot
CPMs
less.
are loaded with a bunch of with data and a bunch of bells and whistles.
Mhm.
The agency, sometimes in-house team have added on, sometimes without much scrutiny.
You got it, man. I mean, I know when publishers see the cost of user data, it upsets them because they're
Yeah,
like, that's more than I get paid for the actual ad impression.
yeah,
But I think that there's a mentality there. I'm going to talk about this in architecture too, which is for a long time in programmatic, people have thought in terms of, well, I'm buying the user. It doesn't really matter where. So it kind of
yeah,
like makes sense that the cost of the user is comparable to the cost of the inventory itself, because that's what the buyer thinks that they're buying. That's what they actually care about. We've got to change that. We're fixing that. Chalice fixing that. Chimera's fixing that. But like, yeah, but publishers would see those data feeds and be like, "Gosh darn it, this is ridiculous." Um,
yeah. I'm glad we're talking about the market. I feel like ramp up was a little overwhelming. I always get overwhelmed at Chalice's moments of success, but we were as as my wife and co-founder was saying, like probably the hottest company at ramp up this year. We were
no
mentioned in the
way.
additional in the keynote, mentioned on stage a bunch of times. Mine and Ali's presentations were very well attended. Every partner meeting was like people dying to work with us, and even like client meetings went extremely well. And
Oh,
it's
that's
overwhelming. Yeah.
amazing.
So yeah, at those times, like I always go back to thinking about the market and the market dynamics and trying to predict the future of the market. Because if you start thinking about the personalities and like the fights, like and the the fashions and controversies, then I think it gets very overwhelming and it's hard to think clearly. Like
Yeah,
there's so much of the news amounts to like the feelings of billionaires, and it's just like it actually has no bearing. Feelings of billionaires have no bearings, very little bearing on our businesses and less on our markets.
yeah, and it's distractions, right? Like it's I definitely feel the more that I'm in the weeds doing things and closing deals and talking to publishers and working with people, um, the less time I have to spend thinking about where things are going. And I
Right,
have
because
to
it's like
like,
in front of you, right? You're in
yeah, and I'm just
it.
in it. And I kind of have to, I've been meaning to start scheduling more blocks where I'm just like, this is just a thinking block where I need to write a blog article or get in a fight
Yeah.
on Twitter
Take a
and I need
shower.
to think.
Yeah.
No, no time for that.
Take
That's
a walk. How about
a
a walk?
walk. A walk. That's a great idea. That's reasonable.
Walking in
Um,
New York could be a little distracting. Walking in San Francisco, I thought they had cleaned it up, but downtown San Francisco is just as bad as it was at the last five ramp ups.
oh,
Um,
really?
the San Franciscans were saying that other neighborhoods are better or that some are fine. And we did go to the above data happy hour. We climbed that hill from the Tenderloin into North Beach.
Yeah.
It's like straight up for 10 minutes and then you could sort of come down. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was very peaceful and there was a total absence of human feces or heroin use on the street. So
Wow.
that was a big change from the environment we were in.
I feel like the hill is key there. Like nobody wants to go up that hill. Nobody. Like,
Yeah, my
not
own
worth
team was complaining.
Yeah. But yeah, it is nice to be out there, and I think that I really enjoyed the Beeler event. It was my first one. And it's nice to also have Gamera people know Gamera now. I had that experience too, where like I would talk to people and they would be excited to talk about it. It's fun. It's just a good time. Just party over here, Adam.
Oh, where should we go? There's a lot. There's a lot. Here, David, let's go start going through the content. We'll probably fill up our 45 minutes. We promised earnings for the last 2 weeks.
We did some earnings.
We did trade desk and ran out of time.
Yeah.
We didn't really answer the question. Like, what do you think? Why is the market so down on trade desk? Why is the average retail stockholder all of a sudden dumping trade desk this month? Like, we didn't really cover that. Like in the industry, there's a laundry list of complaints. But what do you think why is the average stock buyer dumping it?
My layman's perception of the TTD thing is if I were to look at them and I didn't know ad tech at all,
Yeah.
and I saw like crime don't climb is funny. It's probably true. But I saw Amazon entering the market with all of their assets, and I could like really easily plot out like, oh, Amazon has all of this data and they have Fire TV and they have all of these things. And I saw their take rates. And then I looked at the trade desk and I was like, well, what's the strategic future? Like
Yeah.
they've been so high growth for so long. That growth seems to be slowing down. And I don't know that even as a layman, I could explain to you this is the thing that catapults trade desk's revenue over the next 5 years. Like, I think it could perform strongly, but I can't tell you like what's the wow, right? What's like the wow, oh my gosh, this is the next thing that's happening, right? This is the next part of the
Yeah,
future.
I kind of agree. There was a lot of growth built into their previous valuation. And I think people just lost faith in the growth narrative. It's Jeremy saying they had such a high PDE ratio. That's what I mean about growth being built into the price, with slowing earnings growth and more competition that had to come down. That makes sense, but yeah, it definitely looks like it overcorrected and there was a total loss of faith. It fell so much, but that's the nature of the market. People don't know ad tech, they overvalue and undervalue, and it makes sense for for me who knows ad tech to expect trade desk to land in the middle. But Maldo, do you have that earnings chart I made on Claude? This took 60 seconds, by the way.
Oh, they're getting so good. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, I asked it to make a basket of public advertising companies, including the holding companies, pure play ad tech and big tech, and do their revenue growth 2025 over 2024. And you could see the Trade Desk is third, right? They're growing companies, so you wouldn't expect their stock to crash. But to Jeremy's point, if the revenue growth is behind Meta's and way behind AppLovin's, it starts to, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, the valuation was so big. Like,
yeah,
right? Like what is it? 12x or what it was right now? Like 10x. It was crazy.
We'll talk more about AppNexus, but I mean, that is out of scale with the rest of the chart, right?
AppLovin. Yeah. Oh, I have a thesis on AppLovin. That's different from that guy's post, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Dave, can you make it big again? Because everything's abbreviated there. I want to cover who some of them are.
Yeah.
DSP is Viant, right?
Sure is. I'm pro Viant.
And CTV is Innovid down near the end. But they're pretty high. The cluster around Trade Desk is pretty big of companies with that much revenue growth. Most of them a good deal smaller, but Amazon in there too.
Magnite was pretty close, man. Like, I talk a lot of trash, but
yeah, Magnite's actual number I had to have Claude correct it because there's some huge one-time revenue, tax-related revenue jump in there that made it super high. But
Oh, sounds
this
like
is
they're
it.
non-GAAP reporting.
And then yeah, something like that. And the holding companies are over on the right with only I guess Dentsu's at 0 and I think where's Publicis? Do you see him?
Where is Publicis? Is it Pub PA? Right next
Uh,
to Criteo?
yeah,
Is that it?
yeah,
Is that
yeah, that's
Publicis?
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But WPP is down there. And down at the bottom, Perion.
Carry on last.
I mean,
That was the
it's
best
not
stock
easy to be
in
Perion.
that was the best stock in ad tech when started Chalice.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was ahead of
Yeah.
Trade Desk at like 1,000
Yeah, I mean, they have
1,000% growth. Really
they
crazy.
have some pretty funky business lines over there. That's the thing. Um,
They got
I
caught up in the MFA scandal. Have not re
that
got
was
recovered.
that was one thing that got them. Well, they spent a lot of money buying MFA publishers,
Yeah.
which is a lot of media buying infrastructure. They also were, I think, were big in search arb, and search arb has also died.
Yeah.
There are a couple other publicly traded ad tech companies I think who didn't even make your list, like System One. Um,
No, they're on there
where
somewhere.
are
Do you know
they?
their abbreviation? Yeah.
I don't. Is it SST?
Yeah. That must be
Out of
it.
track. Yeah. Search
Yeah.
arbitrage is just
Crashed.
dying as a business. That was a business. That was a big business for a very long time, right? Like domain squatting and search arb, where you would syndicate Google's search demand, and Google would give you a feed, and you would drive people to Google SERP pages. So
Yeah.
basically, you would run an ad to get someone to land on a Google SERP page
I
for
know. The
auto
worst
insurance.
experience.
Real
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. Like the narrative of people who, made money off a partner and then the partner changes their plan and they don't make money off their partner. Like it's hard to, I think it's hard, it can be hard to sort of filter that through a bigger market story. But that's definitely happening with Trade Desk now, the Trade Desk partner ecosystem being disgruntled and not making as much as they used to. There's a big topic at RampUp where like there's a lot more optimism about the LiveRamp environment and LiveRamp marketplace as a place where partners might be able to make more money than they did
Interesting.
before. It's some natural ebb and flow in there as companies get to a certain size and they start to take margin back from their ecosystem partners.
Hmm, that's fascinating. I mean, I totally buy it, right? Because also, like, when larger companies get margin squeezed, they start to look at all of their business lines and go,
Yeah.
well, where can we find some margin? Like, we need to
Yeah.
keep growing. It's
Yeah.
these guys, right? These guys depend on us. We have leverage here. We don't have to be nice anymore. Um,
Yeah.
it's dark, but but
It
real.
is dark. I don't know if there's a great way to manage it, but if it feels very ruthless. So it's like I thought we were partners.
Yeah, not in not in 2026.
Amazon is supposedly the worst at it, and they're definitely a good partner to the ecosystem right now, doing a lot of innovative work and supporting a lot of builds in AWS.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're notorious for turning around and taking people's margin away.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Yeah. All right, next story. There's the earnings story. Now we've covered it. All right. The speculation of OpenAI is one of the more overwhelming topics. Like it's like people think it's going to be like this giant apocalyptic change in the marketplace when OpenAI fully moves into ad tech. There's been very big announcements. This one about Criteo got a huge amount of attention, then one about speculation of them working with Trade Desk was the biggest story of the week, probably. What do you think?
So I I think people are overreacting to this. A, like meaningfully, because every news story I've read has been like they're talking,
Yeah.
and the reactions are basically like, oh, they're getting married. So like
Yeah.
it's just there's a significant overreaction here where people are freaking out that they're talking to ad tech companies. And I am a pretty big believer, and I've been getting into it with people about this week, that the type of experience that people have on LLMs is much closer to search than it is to anything else. Um,
Yeah,
because people are basically just doing the next version of Google search.
it's a
And
query.
that's
Yeah.
super high intent, super low funnel. So
And it'd
the
be
fact that they're
great. I know how much is wishful thinking. Like we want counterweight to Google search in the marketplace.
we do. It would not be a bad thing if there were an
Yeah.
alternative, super low funnel, high intent moment advertising market. That would just not be a bad thing. That would be nothing but a good thing. Um,
And it should be
so
easy for them to cut in, right? They could just take your Google keyword list in the Google format, right? Like they could require no work. Like a lot of people are imagining that OpenAI is going to reinvent ads or something. And it's like, if they want to go at Google search and show ads in their platform, they should make it as multi-homable as possible, right? They should make it the exact same format and make it as easy as possible for Google customers to port over their keyword lists and settings. But
well,
no one important has suggested that.
Well, it's really interesting because I keep saying that people are critical of them having conversations with ad tech for like the wrong reasons, right? People are out there saying, "Oh, these ad tech companies are lumbering, right? The UIs are hard to use," as though like Facebook's UI is not hard to use. It's
Yeah.
really hard to use.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, people know nothing about agencies. It's like, it doesn't matter how hard it is to use. The agencies want complexity. Like,
And I do think it's really interesting that they're talking to the trade desk because it wouldn't be my instinct. Like for them, right? We were just talking. This is low funnel intent stuff. And when I think of the trade desk, that is just not what I think of. Like I think of,
yeah.
oh, this is a company that knows how to speak brand. And they know how to
Yeah.
speak brand at scale to the largest companies in the world. So it's like it's a
Yeah.
worthwhile conversation for OpenAI to have. Like, hey, what would a branded environment look like? What does it look like to do brand advertising? Um, but the
Yeah.
criticism is not like they're going to use their tech. The criticism is just, oh, which market are they going after? Are they going after the search market or are they going after the brand marketing market?
Are they
And
looking
like,
around? Yeah. Or
are they
both.
just looking around and trying to learn? Like,
Yeah.
it seems to
What
me
assets
they're
they
just
have.
looking around and trying to learn.
I would think they would look to be a data partner to Trade Desk. Like as we said, Trade Desk has made a huge amount of money for other data partners, and uh, OpenAI, if nothing else, has Signal, right? They don't necessarily have inventory because it's a weird place to put ads, but they certainly have Signal, and
Oh
they
man,
should be thinking about ways that they can sell their Signal without having an inventory offering or a direct inventory offering because their users don't want ads on that page.
we're racking up questions. Um,
Yeah.
let's go. Is this the start of the search wars from RL7115? Will DSPs being able to buy OpenAI ad slots compete directly with Google?
I don't think that will happen. I mean, it's because it's a different line item. I guess it could go through that in a number of years. Like both UI should be open prompt, right? Both any kind of search UI now should and will migrate more to some sort of open prompt or data-based upload, right? Like that's how Chalice operates now for page selection. It would be like, just tell me in plain language what kind of pages you want to be on and what pages you don't want to be on and what are your quality thresholds. You could do that in prompts now. And I think in the other agentic workflows, there's just going to be more and more settings are going to be through, upload samples of what you want or samples of your customers or right, and we'll be able to process those. So in that world, like search and display aren't really that different, and especially as big platforms have merged them. So, but the big caveat on that is that what advertisers want? Like advertisers have different departments and different budgets for search and display, and one of the big challenges of PMAX is the customer did not ask to break that all down to pay a unified rate for that. So there's a lot of friction in the marketplace. So I'm going to say no to is this beginning of the search wars? It could be, and I think it'd be a good move to OpenAI to just go head to head with Google on search because, if they make a 1% incursion, they have like a $3 billion business.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting point, and it also reminds me of our conversations about AdCP, where it's like people have tried to build the Uber platform before, where you do search and display and social all in one UI, and there's just not really like a market for that.
Who's
Like,
asking for that? Yeah, small advertisers,
like,
right? Small
yeah,
advertisers would be like, I'm going to give you $100 and I just want 110 of value. And I don't care
right.
how you
Just make
do
it
it.
work. I don't care. Like,
But
just make
yeah,
it
the
work.
enterprise advertiser world is not like that at all.
Yeah, I think so. I think I agree with you, right? Like, I think that if they go in the direction of we're going to build a search marketing platform or a search marketing platform alternative, it could be a thing. Um,
It's
but
dangerous. The Google model, I think, is very dangerous for OpenAI. Like they don't want Google's reputation as a data collector or as a profiler or even as an ad inventory seller. Like those Google has a good reputation despite what they do for the most part, but it's worn down and it's not a good time. It's not a good moment for OpenAI to throw their lot in and say, yes, this is our model. We feel good about this. As you pointed out on Twitter, it's 22 years old, 24 years old, this monetization model, and it was innovative at the time, but it's kind of worn out its welcome.
well, and they eased it in too, right? Like, there's tremendous time pressure on OpenAI. Google
Yeah,
started out with like a very light advertising business, and the amount of pressure on them to increase it built up over 2 decades, but they
yeah,
did it really slowly. Like,
yeah.
they were much more concerned with establishing market dominance than they were with making money for a long time. And then once they had market dominance,
Yeah, yeah.
they made all the money. Like,
All right, next question. Dr. Eiton, even if that was going to be a big deal, the massive unsubscribing of ChatGPT due to their Pentagon deal will significantly dent that potential. Yeah, I mean, that's another problem that they're dealing with as they try to monetize in ads. And they're going to need to make a series of good strategic moves to launch an advertising business and recover from that PR disaster at the same time.
oh, and plus, like, losing out on the business market too for the like so many users. Did you see the chart of like adoption by like AI company by LLM company over time? Um,
No, is it
Anthropic.
consumer or enterprise adoption?
So it was total adoption, but I think it included enterprise and consumer.
Yeah,
And Claude has just conquered enterprise so much that they are like capturing LLM
yeah.
use in its entirety. Like, it's crazy.
I think Anthropic just seems like a much more strategic company. There were OpenAI people who split off partly as dissatisfaction with Altman's leadership, and like it's going to be like the textbook example of people who split off from a company and execute better on the same idea because they're like, we're going to be enterprise, human centric, ethical, and like they're just executing on all that positioning, and it looks like it's really paying off in dollars.
Yeah. And then you become unethical 10 years later when
And
you
then
have
you
market
wait.
dominance.
You
You
wait to take the
wait.
mask off. You don't pull the mask off in Act One.
Way too early. Way too early to take the mask off. Way too early.
I saw a funny tweet that about their names. Anthropic means human-centered, but the
Hmm.
founder's name is Amodai, which means loves gods. And
That's so funny.
they're all of them. Altman means alternative man, and OpenAI is not open. I don't know. He gave the whole list of how their names and the founders' names are.
I feel like we're doing numerology and Kabbalah, and it's
I should have put
gonna
that tweet
just happen.
in Postmortem. It was good.
Yeah.
Who's the third one? There's another one with a weird overtones in the name.
Elon Musk is musky.
No, it wasn't that.
One
Okay, one more question.
more question.
RL7115 again. Have we gotten any data on how big that movement is? Which movement, RL? The movement away from OpenAI? It fell off the app download top list, like Claude passed it for the first time. I don't know if anyone tracks uninstalls. Maybe there was some panel measure of uninstalls, and it was a lot. I mean,
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
yeah, remains to be seen. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Movement against OpenAI.
It's still a battle. They're gonna duke it out for a little while. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Is there another one in that race? I didn't realize that
Grok.
Amazon Shopping has Rufus in there.
Rufus.
Yeah. In the Amazon app, you could search. I've been searching the Amazon app and ignoring this colorful button that you can open prompt, say what you're looking for on Amazon. It's called Rufus.
Interesting.
They haven't promoted it.
Does it have the concept of neutral reviews built into it? Because that would be killer.
I didn't really see that. But I asked the question I knew the answer to, like, what's the right protein bar for me? And it got it. But it actually knew that I'd bought one, so it was kind of a giveaway. We
I
could
mean,
ask.
I'm really curious about consumer behavior in general because that's like I was talking to someone on Twitter and they were like, "Look, the web is dying," and then they posted like all the tech review sites, and I was like, "No, no, no, the tech review sites are dying because I don't look at them anymore. Like,
Yeah.
most people who use tech don't because they were untrustworthy. Like."
Yeah.
They were looking for affiliate
Polluted.
revenue, and that was the business model. They were constantly balancing how much will I get paid to post this review if someone clicks it and then buys this thing versus like truth. And it's a really hard thing to balance. And
And it's gonna
AdSense
be
use AI
worse.
now.
It's gonna be worse with LLMs and chatbots. Like, oh my God. Like, I think if I owned one of these companies, if I was heavily invested, I would run away from this idea of commerce shopping and GEO and paid ads in it. Like, it's so critical to maintain your neutrality around that. And there's other
Oh,
ways to monetize in advertising.
100%, man. Like there's this is directly responsible for the pollution of Google. Like Google is worthless
The
now
whole
when you
net,
want to buy
this is
something.
the whole web is
Yeah.
full of SEO pollution
Yeah, it's really ugly. Like it's a
fake
really funny
reviews.
thing. Yeah, fake
Yeah.
reviews. I mean,
Yeah.
my first company I ever started, I did this. Like they weren't fake reviews, but I certainly wasn't writing credit card reviews for things that weren't going to pay me if someone like applied for the credit card. And like the rankings lists
Yeah.
were absolutely not objective. Like this is the best credit card for you. It was like, I mean, you can see this even Credit Karma, right? This is their business too.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a huge business. It's a great
If
business.
the LLMs are good, they will not be fooled by this kind of thing, right? If they're good and doing their job and not conflicted by advertising, they will ignore, fake reviews because they'll have the same they'll be able to recognize that, there's telltale signs of a paid review that should be able to detect or of SEO or GEO type efforts. They should just detect them. They say, well, these 700 people said essentially the same things. I'm going to discount that and find something novel. Like that's how they're supposed to work.
Sure is. I,
That shouldn't be swayable the way the Google algo was.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Google originally was like, we're gonna find the good one that is actually useful to people. But
Yeah.
time does
Trusted.
this thing to these companies. Time does. I agree with you. If they can stay away from like any sort of monetization model that has to do with those referrals, it will at least keep them useful
Yeah.
a little bit longer.
Yeah. It's so sleazy for something that's supposed to be high tech. It's like,
Even
here's a
though
cool.
I already get nervous. I don't know about you, but sometimes I get results when I ask it about products and I look at some of the sources and I'm like, that's you use an
Yeah.
affiliate like list
Yeah, it's already.
as a source for this. That's not great. Like it's not a
Yeah.
trustworthy source, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that the freak out about OpenAI talking to the trade desk is just ridiculous. It makes no sense to me. Like, let them talk to the trade desk. Like,
We should actually have a segment like, what problem does this solve?
yeah, 100%, man.
It's like PMAX. What problem does this solve for the advertiser?
No, I get myself in trouble asking those questions though. Product managers get really offended if you're like, yeah, no, 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 I know how it works, but why? Like, tell me why we're doing this.
It's true.
It's
Product people do get mad if you say, why are you building this?
Don't like it. Well, because they're tinkerers by their very nature, right? They're tinkerers, so they like to think through complicated things. Like, here's how I can make this work.
Yeah.
They should spend more time. Why am I doing
Yeah.
this?
Not my product people. My product people are very commercially minded. We don't build anything unless the money's a certainty.
Well, it's interesting. Different companies have different theses on that, right? Some companies have product managers who are basically engineers and
Yeah.
are like one step outside of an engineer, and other companies are very commercially focused, where like their product people they won't even roll into the engineering org.
Yeah.
They'll be separate.
Some companies are funded to build something. They have a pile of money to build a certain thing.
Yeah,
It makes you disciplined when you're bootstrapping, right? That it's kind of a disaster if you build something and people don't use it, you don't make money on it. And we've had,
it is. It's a
yeah.
horrible waste of time. Like, you've done something terrible.
So it forces you to be disciplined, but it also creates a lot of tech debt because you end up building things on the fly. It's like, oh, we talked this customer wants this, so let's deliver it next month best we can, and then build it as we go.
Oh, life is a bootstrap company. It's the thing. Your roadmap gets tugged powerfully by your first 5 clients, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good and bad thing. You have to get lucky.
Well, Chalice's birthday is with the anniversary of the pandemic starting, which was March 2022. So I think of March as our birthday month, and this is 6. We'll be in our 7th
6 years, man. That's a long
And
time, Adam.
That's a long time. I know. It's a short time to become an overnight success. Whoa, I disappeared. I'm back. It's a short time to become an overnight success, as Joe Zawadzki told me. But having product market fit makes me want to be a lot more deliberate and on the investment and a lot more forward, just a lot more deliberate on the investments. Say like we're actually gonna spend this many million on this many product, and it'll be on this product and it'll be done at this date, and let's plan to sell it and have faith that we can sell because there's enough people like leaned into what we're doing and we have enough information on what they'll buy next that we can build first. Yeah, it's
Different
hard.
world.
AdTech Girl says P&G says make what you can market, don't market. Make what you can market, don't market what you can make. Yeah. Make what you can market. Yeah, I mean, they have a huge research division where they find out, what do housewives really want from their detergent if they find out before they make it. If you ask ad tech people what they want from their ad tech, I really don't think it would go well.
It's really hard. It's one of the hardest parts about ad tech is that what people say they want and what they actually want are not always like intertwined.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
decoding that has to happen there. Like, wait, why are you asking for this thing? Like, explain to me what you're trying to do. Don't tell me the button you want. Because they get complicated. It's a complicated industry. I know for us, for the series of products that we're building now and doubling down on, it's not something we would have expected. Like, we built a demo of something to see if people would want it, because that is one great thing about LLMs is UI work has become so fast that you can actually build a UI for something, can demo it to someone, and then if they like it, you can do the rest.
Then you can build it.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of that going on. Someone shows you a demo and be like, do you want to buy this? And they're like, yeah, I want to buy it. I want to use that tomorrow. I'm like, all right, we'll have it in 3 months.
Yep, exactly. But seriously, I mean, that was how we discovered our first big product that the market is really seizing on right now about a year ago. And it's like the #1 thing we sell now. And I never would have guessed that it would have been something that people wanted to buy.
Can you demo it right now?
Yeah, I can. It's our direct sales tool for publishers. So we came to understand that there's very little tooling to help publishers with direct sales, like very little out there. And part of what we do, right, is inventory quality measurement. But as a corollary to that, we monitor the performance of all the ads, like even deeper than just for quality.
What's a publisher direct sale as opposed to what?
Oh, so publisher direct sales means they had literally a rep go out, talk to an agency or a brand, close an insertion order, and the agency or the brand emails them assets that they then set up in their ad server and deliver through Google Ad Manager.
Old school.
Still, it
Does
still
it mean-
happens a lot. Yeah.
And it's guaranteed or biddable?
It is so because it serves through GAM, there are a few different ways that it can work. So GAM supports like literally like share a voice guaranteed, like you get 30% of the impressions. Like that's a thing. Or it can be biddable and it's a direct sold line item that bids at this price.
Yeah.
Now there is a question. Oh, this is a good one for the buy side to know. This is how publisher monetization works. Is there is the concept of priority inside of a publisher's ad server. So priority means that if I have a direct sold deal at $1 at a high priority, and I have a programmatic bid that comes in at $5 at a lower priority, priority will trump price. That's a thing.
Yeah.
And so in direct sold deals, publishers will sell inventory at a loss. They hate doing this. Like this is they do everything they can to avoid doing this.
Is that what you're helping them with?
No, we are entirely focused on adding a performance layer to direct sales. So like, hey, your direct sales wants better viewability. They want better CTR. They want better retention.
Optimization.
Better whatever.
Why don't you don't call it optimization?
I shy away from the word because it's really a data layer. No, if we did optimization, I would say it. I would say, hey, this is going to optimize. But it doesn't like look at this campaign and say, oh, this campaign is performing well on these specific sites and ad slots. Therefore, I'm going to allocate more of those to this campaign. We don't do that.
Right.
We exclusively say, oh, this campaign cares about viewability. We're going to help you find the most viewable placements, like a priority. Like these are the most viewable slots you have. And the infrastructure for doing that in publishers is very old. So it's like really not precise.
I see.
So if a publisher has like a 90% viewability goal, that's a hard thing for them to do. Because they either have to really constrain their GAM ad units or they have to like not hit the viewability goal and just eat it. But when they use us, we can be like, hey, listen, we understand your inventory better than GAM does. We'll serve you to the slots that are actually 90% viewable. And it just works. And it's nice. Yeah, it's a fun product. And pubs need it, man. Because they need more direct sales. They're still succeeding doing it. Buyers who don't work with someone like Chalice have really soured on open market buying and are getting very mediocre advice from people about how to buy open market. So publisher direct sales is having a resurgence where publishers are starting to say like, hey, if you buy direct, I can actually, one, serve you to the right inventory, and two, like you're not going to buy from some weird reseller that's doing weird stuff.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next segment.
Please join me in inviting President Barack Obama and Kehinde Wiley to unveil the portrait.
Postmortem is the segment on Ad Tech Ad Talk where we cover the most intriguing and important social media posts on the topic of ad tech from the previous week. Hey. So we're at the Postmortem auction house, and we have a couple of tweets selected for you today. Starting with, no dead air, no dead air. CapEx and Chill was a long piece on
so long
on what do they call it? AppLovin and how they make money, how strong their business is. You saw that their outsize revenue tower in the line chart. What this guy is saying is, and it is AI written clearly, is that they have, buy side and sell side advantage. Basically, he's saying they're running a Google playbook where they have data and margin from both the buy side and sell side that allows them to grow exponentially and make more and more margin as they grow. Also that it's a small team and they have a huge amount of free cash flow. So these are some of the factors driving AppLovin's stock valuation through the roof and their growth. Now, my question for you, Gareth, you took issue with this. What is your issue with this analysis?
Well, there was one thing he said about like having first party data assets. And I was like, wait, I don't think you know what first party means because first party would mean it was theirs. And I
Yeah.
think he was saying by owning the mediation platform, they have this tremendous first party data asset. And I was like, eh.
Isn't it just like Google's? They know what people touch what game?
So the thesis would be, and I think this is what he meant to say, is that by virtue of owning the monetization stack, they can model user behavior across apps that are not theirs. So like you said, right, which
Yeah.
people play which game, but also other behaviors, which I guess is a thing. Like we've accused
Yeah.
Google of many things and accused GAM of many things and accused AdX of many things, but living in a world where those are considered really profoundly powerful data sets is just not something that we talk about in independent ad tech, right? Like we
Yeah.
don't talk about Magnite as harvesting user data from all of the sites that it
Right.
monetizes. We don't say that because I know they don't do it. Like
Yeah.
it's they contractually are not allowed to do it, but even if they wanted to do it, I don't think that they're up for the task. And so I'm not sure that that's what AppLovin does because that's not what I've heard they do. And I also know MoPub. 7 days, 9 to 9, 6 mandatory in office. Oh my gosh, they're working them to the bone. So Ad Tech
That's
Girl
probably
says
why.
that AppLovin people work all day every day. Um, but
At the
what
office. Don't
at
forget
the
that.
6 days a week at the office. I mean,
Wow.
that's crazy.
Well, that's
Um,
something.
but so what I think, what the street thesis on why AppLovin works is that they harvested Facebook user data. That's the street thesis. So the street thesis was they made people install Axon on all of their landing pages, saw which Facebook users were hitting the landing page, converting and buying, and then use their identity graph to say, okay, we're going to use the Facebook users that are buying this to one, buy for other brands that are competitive with you because we know that these people bought from you. They therefore are in market for this.
Yeah.
And two, seed data sets in our system to know which audiences to run you on with us. And that's the street thesis on
It's
how
hearsay.
AppLovin
Let's
made it
be
work.
clear.
That's
That's
hearsay.
hearsay. That's hearsay.
It's hearsay. Um, I will be here when app gets found out. Yeah, I mean, because I just the whole other thing, right? Talking about like all of these like assets that they have, I don't think that that's what's driving their success. I think that they're harvesting data. That's why they only let people who were spending certain amounts of money on Facebook on, and made sure they were spending on Facebook for certain verticals, and then they
Yeah.
were really intentional. They were like, okay, we're gonna make our system work for this vertical and we're gonna do it
Yeah.
one at a time. I mean, hell, if I were building this business, that's how I'd do it. I would say we need to work well for legal lead gen, and we're gonna get really good at this, and then we're gonna expand into other verticals one by one.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're gonna start with ecom, and so if you're an ecom advertiser on Facebook who spends, what was it? It was a crazy number, $100,000 or $200,000 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
It was not small advertisers; it was people who were spending real money. And they said, you can throw our tags on, and then you can run campaigns in AppLovin. That's how it works.
Commerce. Their commerce business.
And they're crushing it. It's doing great. I
But
don't think that
this is
yeah.
what I don't agree with.
But
If you talk to finance people, they still believe that that what Google did is a recipe and you could follow that recipe and succeed. And that has been disproven over and over. And the antitrust case is more disproof. Like I mean, you could sort of say Meta is an example of following the Google recipe and succeeding, but it's different in substantial ways. But
Mhm.
when AT&T and Verizon were buying ad tech, those were supposed to be the Google recipe. And this guy's saying that AppNexus is running the Google playbook and the Google recipe. It's like, I don't, the
No,
evidence doesn't
no, it's
support that.
new.
The evidence
Yeah,
does
this
not.
is new. The one thing that he did say that I really liked was they're taking app install performance media buying techniques and porting them to other areas. And I
Yeah,
buy that. He's like, hey, they have a really good AI workflow for testing and iterating on creative at tremendous scale.
Yep.
Because
It's
apps
also a
do that.
multi-step model. Like almost all platform predictive models are for one event. An app install and monetization is multiple events. So if they're driving all that, more power to them. It's not, although it looks like just downloads to me when I get
No,
AppLovin ads.
Adjust and so they're sophisticated downloads because Adjust is out there, and then Adjust competitor Apps Flyer are LTV measurement systems,
Yeah,
and they're sophisticated LTV. Oh, I'm being generous.
that's
Sophisticated
hard to
enough
model. Yeah,
LTV. It's hard to model, but they feed that back into the optimization algorithm. So a good app install system is not just getting installs; it's getting installs that generate LTV. Um, and
yeah.
that's a thing.
Uber
Um,
pioneered a lot of this in the app world, but I guess it's now it's a platform capability. It's cool.
Yeah, and so I love this because I'm a big performance guy. I believe in performance media buying, and I just love that AppLovin is essentially a performance company. And turns out companies that are really good at performance end up being good at other forms of advertising too. And cue a bunch of people saying, "Well, they're gaming attribution, Gareth. This is bullshit."
Yeah.
Um,
Would you
which
sell your
is what
company to
people say.
AppLovin deal for stock at its current value?
For stock? No, I don't think I would
No.
sell my company for stock ever.
All right.
Unless it was like a big three, like Google or Facebook or Amazon.
Did
Stock
you read the
deals just
comment?
they never work. I did. He mentioned Adjust and Kochava. Um,
I don't
yeah,
know what
they're
this
known to be
means.
sneaky. So don't
They,
forget, UpLovin owns Adjust and MMPs. And I think those are mobile measurement
yeah.
platforms, and they're known to be sneaky in this space.
What does he
Um,
mean? What is the hearsay here that they take each other's data?
I don't know, John. What's the hearsay, buddy? I love Jonathan.
I don't want to get sued. Let's go to the next postmortem. It's an amusing chart. Someone just extrapolated from current trends. The price of a laptop and the price of a burger are converging. And by 2060, does that say? 20 by 2080, there will be a burger more expensive than the cheapest laptop.
It's
Just
amazing.
extrapolating from trends.
I feel like we're already close with TVs. Like, what does a telly cost? Wait, isn't a telly free?
Yeah, Telly's free with the
It's
ads.
free.
Yeah.
So we already have cheaper TVs than burgers.
Yeah, we should bring this up to Ethan W. Anderson. Put that on the
Yeah.
chart.
Well, soon, free laptops. It's a great idea. Wait, why isn't this not a thing?
And phones.
What are we doing? Yeah, free phones is a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing, definitely. A free
I saw it on
laptop, though.
Fox.
I'm
All
surprised there
right.
aren't free laptops. There must be.
Just listen to you? I don't know.
Yeah, they show you ads. Port them right into the like you can't turn them
In the
off.
frame.
There's just always an ad that refreshes every 30 seconds in the upper right hand corner of your screen. Oh my God.
Maldo, what else we have this week? StinkedIn, thing before it?
We only have 2 minutes.
I know, and this intro is 2 minutes.
It's worth it.
On my plane last night, I watched One Battle After Another, which is a weird and good movie.
Oh, I really want to watch that.
Look at that subtle.
On the way to ramp up, I watched the Springsteen movie, which is pretty well written, but
Oh my
very
God.
poorly directed.
Oh, that's the worst. Who'd they have play Springsteen?
Jeremy Allen White.
No, it was Jeremy Allen White. That's right.
It's like, why is the kid from why is Lip from Shameless being Springsteen? All right. This is my latest AI-based reach out. I don't know why I put this here. I ended up telling this bot off, but this they're increasingly getting tricky. Oh yeah, I just wanted to say that LinkedIn not stopping this behavior is such a fucking travesty. Like they must be doing this to thousands of people. And I think every founder is getting hit with tons of these. And it's so my reach out, the network is so clogged up with people pitching using AI tools, and they're getting more and more human-like and better at fooling me. Now they mention like saw you on stage at RampUp and they didn't, or I saw your podcast about this topic and I tried to engage them and they didn't. It's a bot. And LinkedIn not cracking down on this to make the platform more usable is inexcusable. Like it's either laziness or they're somehow making money from this. But there's no way they can't tell if someone is robotically reaching out to 1,000 founders.
It's gotta happen so fast, right? The detection is just really lax. Like, that's
Yeah.
gotta be what it is. Because email has figured this out. Like, I still get spam emails, but like my system knows they're spam emails. Like, Superhuman knows this is spam. And every
Yeah.
once in a while it does a false positive and like puts an email there that it probably shouldn't. But that's rare enough that it's worth it. Like, my email inbox stays very clean because Superhuman can tell what's real and what's not.
Yeah. Well, that sounds
And
good. Yeah. LinkedIn could just get superhuman. I remember now. What really bugged me about this one is the guy who worked at his profile was like at some investment bank. So it seems like, this is
bingo.
like someone, a CEO I should talk to. He's got the profile of being, credentialed as a PE or banker that,
I know for
not.
us, like I have a tendency to accept LinkedIn invites from people that are in marketing.
Yeah. Me too.
Because I'm like, oh,
Yeah. It's
I
lead gen.
sell
Yeah.
things to people in marketing. That's a thing.
Yeah.
But then they're actually just like marketers who are just trying to get as many LinkedIn things as possible. And I had thrown one in here too because they start getting aggressive. Like
Yeah.
they start putting it on you that you're not replying to them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they do it because it works, right? I made the
Yeah.
comment in
People
Slack.
feel bad. I don't need
Yeah.
that.
It's like I'm getting negged at a bar. Like that's what's happening. Is they're like, oh, you're one of those people who doesn't reply, huh? You're
You're not
one of
interested
those.
you're not interested in a steady stream of warm leads.
Yeah, clearly you're not, and you're clearly very rude because I'm typing you these unsolicited messages, and who names their kid LinkedIn
This is what
member?
happens after you block someone. The
Oh,
question was who names their kid LinkedIn member. But this is how they appear after you block the user. So I thought I would take a screenshot and use it after I blocked him.
oh, I need to do more blocking. I'm gonna go have
Yeah,
a
you should
block
block
fest
people
right
who
after
neg you.
this.
Block people who
Yeah,
neg you.
like it's so nasty.
My co-founder was surprised that I've blocked hundreds of people on LinkedIn, but this is the main reason why.
Oh yeah, and they deserve it. And LinkedIn does need a signal. Here, there's a guy. Sorry if I'm bothering you. Even a quick yes or no would be greatly appreciated. Like, buddy, you are not entitled to a yes or a no. Like that's
Yeah,
yeah. I
72% demo rate.
I also really want to know what this personalized script is because also something else that you
You're probably
shouldn't
seeing
say.
it right now. This is it.
Something else that like people should never say to people when they're pitching is that they have a script. Like,
Should be custom.
like don't do that. Don't operate off a script. Like
Yeah.
don't read something to me. It's like I'll never forget. I've seen people give presentations where they literally would read slides. And there's nothing that upsets me more than when I'm watching someone read something to me in front of lots and lots of people. I'm like, I can't
A lot of
take you
people like that.
seriously. Oh, no.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
guys.
LinkedIn.
That's
And there's
LinkedIn.
Lou Pascalis's legs again. Pascalis in Wonderland. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Naldo, do we have more? Or should we wrap it up?
I think that's it.
All right.
I can
Let's
wrap
wrap
it up.
I need some sleep.
Get some sleep, buddy. My closing thought is, can we stop yelling at OpenAI for talking to the trade desk? Because the reason I'm riled up about this is it's like kind of insulting to the trade desk and just like once again just beating up on the trade desk. Just stop. Just leave them alone. Like other than Jeff, with his 150 million stock purchase, which we did not mention, which is a ballsy move. It's a ballsy thing to do. It's awesome. Like I don't know
Did he
how
say
you
why
could.
yet?
No.
Today?
Oh, wait. He was supposed to say today.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Chat. Has anyone seen this? Has he said why today? No.
Maybe
Nothing.
it's because I think one theory is it's just not that much money to him. Sorry, you disappeared. That joke was so bad you disappeared.
The joke literally freaked out my internet. That it's just it's not a lot of money for him. So he's like, yeah, it's a cool 150 mil. I don't think I've ever read of an executive making a buy like that though. That was like that was the spiciest one that I've seen, I think, ever. And I was reading like Wall Street Bets and like all the finance communities. Everyone was like impressed everyone was like, wow, this is a lot of money for an executive to buy of their own stock. Like this is a meaningful gesture. So yeah.
And what percent of the stock was it? Do you know? It was like 1% or something.
Yeah, the valuation is sub 15 billion. So it'd be more than 1%.
Wow.
Yeah, more than 1% of the company. It's just a crazy thing to do. He's a wild man. I hope it pays off for him. Unless OpenAI just goes and buys the trades. Like a 3x multiplier on their stock price. It's like,
I'm not
okay.
going to comment on things I don't know about or understand. How about that? How about that?
Yeah, I like that. That's fair.
Okay. See you next week. Thanks for coming, chat.
Thanks, everybody.
Darn, that's the
Yo,
end.
the crowd is back, the lights are dim. Front row's buzzing, it's about to begin. Ad tech,
you
ad
get it,
talk
Zach?
to taking the stage. Adam and Gareth on a knowledge rampage. Ad tech, ad